This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Viddal Riley here in London. Viddal, it's good to see you. How are you? Happy New Year. Did you have a good festive period?
Yeah, man, festive period was as good as it can be. Um, Obviously, I'm training. There's a big task at hand, but still managed to see the family. Everyone got the gifts they asked for, so that's there's no all pressure off me, man.
You were able to have a small Christmas dinner at all?
Oh yeah, no, I had a Christmas dinner. I had a full Christmas dinner. I don't need to have a small one. My weight's good. I always keep myself in shape. I'm not one of those people who are gonna say, "Oh, it's Christmas" and eat a whole tub of quality treats. Like, that's not really my vibe. So I enjoyed my dinner and went to the gym Boxing Day and burnt it all off.
Viddal, talking about this fight with Isaac, you've been calling for this fight for a while now and he has accepted it. He's stepping between the ropes with you. Why do you think that now he's decided to face you?
Because he has to, not because he wants to. When he could prove he wanted to, he chose to elevate, which I have no problem with. Like, he done the right thing. My team would tell me to do the same thing. You're British and Commonwealth champion. What are you going to fight this English champion for? Go and fight for the European. I mean, it makes perfect sense, but it's not a fight that he's wanted at any stage. It's just a fight that he has to have now because there's no other fight that's going to create this level of attention. And I feel like that's the truth, yeah.
Even though he hasn't been, say, the most talkative or as talkative as what we might have thought he would have been heading into this fight, given the time it's taken for this one to get over the line, do you feel like it's bubbled up and built up quite nicely?
Yeah. It's definitely helped, the fact that it's been delayed. But it would only have helped more so it's been delayed if the same theme continued of what we've seen to why you care. But now he's taken away the main aspect of why people want to see the fight. However, as I keep saying, the fight will be a good fight. Whether Isaac talks or not, he comes to fight. He's tough. He doesn't go down easy. People haven't seen that side of me because no one's brought that out of me. But maybe on February the 1st you will see it, maybe you won't. But either way, it's going to be a good fight.
If we didn't have to see that from yourself on February 1st, what would that say about your performance? This is provided you had your hand raised. What would you say about your performance to deliver something like that against somebody like Isaac Chamberlain, who's fought in and around world level previously?
I haven't reached my full potential yet. That's what it means. I know a lot of people when I fought Mikel Lawal expected me to get it. You know, he's a heavy hitter. There's no way that you can, have 10 rounds with Mikel Lawal and not end up in a fight.
How do you break Isaac Chamberlain down? How do you overcome him?
Just whatever he does on the day, I'm going to adapt. Like, whatever he does on the day, he's going to bring something different. He's got a new trainer. We know he's with Adam Booth. Adam Booth is a great strategist. So he's going to have a strategy that he's going to try and follow. And when it gets on top, he's going to break. Because under pressure, people revert to type. And he's going to revert to type at some point. But he is going to try and execute a new game plan, which I'm excited to see.
It's an interesting point you raised there. When a fighter teams up with a new trainer, does that change your own mentality heading into a fight? Because you can look and watch footage as much as you want, but now it's not a change fight or a different fight, but there will be things that we might see on that night we haven't seen in his career before.
Yeah, he's going to try something different. You know, for every trainer that he's had, he's come out and tried something different. So Adam Booth's not going to be any different. And Adam Booth is a quality trainer, so he's going to listen to him. He understands this is his last chance at having the big fights. He's going to try his best to implement the advice. And it's my job to make him feel like this advice isn't working. I'm going to do what's got me here to this day, which is let's go and scrap. And I think it's going to get to that point at some point in the fight.
As of yet, we haven't seen you fight to the opposition of a level of what Isaac has, but a victory for you, it's kind of no turning back then. He's looking upwards of around certainly European, if not world level. Where does the remainder of 2025 go for Viddal Riley if you're successful on Feb 1st?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I always say this to everyone. I don't know. I thought after beating Mikel Lawal in March that I was going to have a great 2024, and I was out for the year. So I'm not even going to talk about what 2025 looks like, but it's definitely a big start to the year. It's a big start to the year. It's a very good fight, a fight that puts me into another category, and like the show's called, another level. I'm looking forward to it.
One thing I'm interested to get your thoughts on as well, Viddal, is I've asked you in the past and you've said you've always wanted to stick to boxing. There's been talk in the past, people asking you about the Jake Pauls of the world, that influencer side, but you've always said boxing and you want to stick to traditional boxing, not the influencers or the entertainers coming into it. Do you feel like with this fight especially you're starting to get the just rewards of those decisions, because there might be bigger paydays if you was to take on those types of names, but it ultimately isn't what you want, and the goals you want you can't achieve by doing so?
Yeah, this is the first fight where I feel like, well, no, the lower fight. But this is definitely, yeah, this one in terms of being co-main event and whatnot, like, this is the first fight where it's like, okay, you chose to go the traditional route and now you're putting your foot down in the game on a good level of exposure. Like, this is, I didn't have to do the social media way to, gain a higher place on a card or whatever. I've done this through my hard work. I've done this through my dedication, my improvement, and I am happy about that. And that's why I am going to put on a good performance, because this is everything that I wanted, everything that I asked for.
You can't speak on his behalf, but I'm going to give you an example of Delicious Ori. There was a lot of talk about him going into the WWE and weighing up whether to go that route or stick with boxing. When you bring yourself into it, is it a difficult decision to make, because you can look at both elements, and because your boxing background, you could have cleaned up going into that entertainer route, but you've stuck to the more traditional, the harder route, if you will?
I like a challenge at the end of the day. I like a challenge, and on this side of the game is where the challenges are. And that's why I chose this side. It's that simple.
A challenge you might be keeping your eye on is somebody we saw produce a 4th-round stoppage victory earlier, Jai Opetaia. How do you rate Jai Opetaia? How talented a fighter do we have in the cruiserweight division there?
He's a good champion, very good champion, a champion to respect. And I respect him as much as the other champions as well. Zerdo deserves his respect, Badu Jack deserves his respect, and Opetaia deserves his respect. I don't respect anyone more than the other. He did produce a very good KO earlier today. Obviously, that's going to make everyone go, oh my God, he's the most terrifying. Oh no, like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, these guys are all world champions for a reason. On any given day, any one of them can beat each other. So I don't get too caught up in that.
Just a couple I want to quickly end on. Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker. Just get your thoughts on that fight, Viddal.
That's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. I'll bet. Support Daniel. No, I've known Daniel my whole life. So I'll support Daniel, but that fight is not a given. Just because he's coming off that knockout win doesn't mean he's going to knock out Parker. Parker's a very experienced fighter. Got a great coach. He listens to his coach as well. I've seen that. And I feel like he's on a new wave. He's on his final new wave. So that's a 50-50 fight. I'll back Daniel to get the win, but it's not a foregone conclusion by any means.
At some point, if we saw Daniel Dubois and Moses Itauma, how big of a fight do you think that would be, certainly for British boxing, not just for heavyweight scene?
Just a Wembley fight, isn't it? It could be a Wembley fight at some point, just like in the previous generation, how we have Fury and AJ. It could be Moses and Dubois. It would be. There's a big age gap between them, though. Yeah, the way Moses is moving, obviously it can happen. That'll be a massive fight. Massive fight.
Beterbiev-Bivol 2, repeat or revenge?
Revenge. Points, Bivol, yeah. Points with Bivol.
Viddal, I appreciate your time. Good luck with the rest of camp. Good luck on Feb 1st.
Thank you, bro.